Dear children, let us start. This is the third part. In this part, we will come to know about processing devices as well as storage devices. So, processing devices are those which do the processing of the instructions which are given to the computer. Because whatever instructions we give to the computer, that needs to be processed. Remember that. So in our computer system, CPU is a processing device. We also call it as central processing unit, and we also call it as a brain of the computer. If there is no brain, of course there is no processing. Okay, so in this CPU there are some units: ALU, CU and MU. So by the figure you can see this is the structure. We give this input, this goes to the CPU, all the instructions are processed, data is stored into the secondary memory, and finally it displays the output over the screen. This is all about that. In this ALU unit performs the arithmetic and logical operations. Arithmetic like plus minus, multiplication, division, these all about the arithmetic calculation, arithmetic operations. Logical operations are those which are based on some conditions. Okay. Next, CU unit. CU, control unit, which controls all the operations which are done by the ALU unit. Okay. Remember, there is primary memory, there is secondary memory. If we want to hold, remember, CPU needs to access some data. So generally CPU access only from the primary memory. CPU never access from the secondary directly. It access from the primary memory. So that's why in the structure it is given inside this primary memory. Okay, with the CPU. And secondary memory is attached separately. Okay. Next is MU unit. MU unit holds and deliver the data as per the instructions which we give to the computer system. And all the operations and instructions are managed by the control unit. Right? I hope this will be understood to you. Okay. So it is a small chip in the computer. Remember, don't get confused. Next is storage device. As we have a brain, why we have brain? To remember, to keep some data, to keep some information. In same way, computer also has storage device which stores the data. So there are two categories: primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory holds the data temporarily, while secondary memory holds the data permanently. There are two categories of primary memory: RAM and ROM. RAM stands for random access memory and ROM stands for read only memory. Okay. Many times you have read about that RAM and ROM. Okay. So RAM, as I discussed here. So okay. So random access memory. If we want the data, CPU wants the data in very quick time. So generally CPU access this RAM, uses this RAM. Read only memory, in this what happen? Some data is permanently stored, right? And whenever the power is on, some data is fetched from the secondary memory. Okay. So this is read only memory. We can only read that. We can't write that. Remember, here RAM, that is random access memory, is a volatile memory. Volatile memory in the sense, whenever the power is on, the data will remain there. Power goes off, then the data will be removed. But in ROM, the data will remain there. Right? Next is secondary memory. It is permanent memory, permanent storage like hard disk, compact disk and pen drive. Okay. We can store the data in these memories until and unless we delete those data. Hard disk, like C drive, D drive, E drive, this is hard disk. Compact is similar to CD, DVD. Okay, pen drive, we can carry anywhere else. CD or DVD also we can carry anywhere else. Extended hard disk also we can carry anywhere else. So you need to remember these are used to store the data. Okay. So next will be software, right? And after that relationship. Okay. So what is software? So remember, software refers to a set of programs that control the computer hardware to make them operate. Remember, earlier I discussed about hardware. Now we have to study about software. Software is a set of instructions which are given to the computer system to work. Always remember, computer work only on as per our instructions. Okay, computer does not have any mind. CPU is the brain of the computer, but it does not have its own mind. We have given the instructions to the CPU. Okay, which we call that brain. Actually, what we have done, we have given the instructions there, and as per our instructions, that performs the work. Right? So there are two categories: system software and application software. System software, which makes the hardware workable, which makes the hardware operate, like operating system. Okay, like Windows is the example of operating system. Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac, Ubuntu, there are many categories of operating systems. These all about the system software. Okay, application software are those which makes our work easy. Okay, application software work over the system softwares. If there is system software in the computer system, so you can use the application software. These are used to perform the specific task, user specific task, like MS Word, MS Paint, MS Excel. These all about the application softwares. Application softwares for the application of the user, for the specific purpose. The system software for the system. Okay, for the hardware. Remember that. Okay. Next is relationship between hardware and software. So remember, there is a relationship. Without hardware component, there is no use of software, and without software, there is no use of hardware in computer system. So the software as well as hardware are the complement to each other. Without one, another will not work. Right? So these are the complements to each other. Right? So this is the relationship. I hope this will be understood to you. Okay. So thank you. Thanks for watching. Rest of the things I will discuss in the next part.